My name is Amber, and up until that moment, my life had been defined by hard work, focus, and ambition. I had always been the good child, the quiet one who spent her nights buried in books, always striving to achieve something greater. My entire life was about proving to myself and to everyone else that I could do it. I could be successful, smart, and independent. And most of all, I could prove to my family that I was capable of achieving what no one else had. But nothing prepared me for what happened the week before my final thesis was due, the one thing that threatened to shatter everything I had worked so hard for. It was the final year of my master's degree, the culmination of 2 years of sleepless nights, research, presentations, and personal sacrifice. I had been tirelessly working on my thesis, a complex and in-depth study on artificial intelligence in urban development. My thesis was my ticket to a future I had long dreamed of, a future where I could finally break free from the shadows of my family's expectations and carve out my own path. I had already spent countless hours refining my research, analyzing data, and revising my chapters. I knew the deadline was fast approaching, but I was confident that I could wrap it up within the next few days. My laptop, the one I'd spent years saving up for, had become my trusted partner in this journey. It held everything, every draft, every reference, every single piece of research I had conducted. That laptop was more than just a device, it was a symbol of my effort, my passion, and my determination to succeed. And then, in the blink of an eye, it was gone. I remember it vividly. It was a bright and cold morning, one of those mornings that felt like a fresh start. I had been working for hours, already deep into my thesis, when I heard Tyler's voice echoing from the hallway. "Amber, you still working on that stupid paper?" Tyler's voice rang out, dripping with mockery. Tyler was my older brother, and I hated to admit it, but he had always been a thorn in my side. He never understood the importance of academics, always dismissing them as irrelevant or nerdy. He was the complete opposite of me, carefree, always out partying or hanging out with friends, while I was the one locked away in my room with textbooks. We didn't get along, but I never expected him to intentionally hurt me. I looked up from my screen, my fingers still hovering over the keyboard. "Yes, Tyler, I'm working. Can you just leave me alone?" "Come on, Amber," he said, stepping into the room. "You can't seriously be doing this all day. Don't you ever want to have fun? Do something spontaneous for once?" "I can't, Tyler," I said, keeping my tone calm despite the anger rising inside me. "This is important. My thesis is due soon and I need to finish it." "Ugh, boring," he replied, rolling his eyes. "You're such a buzzkill." He was standing just behind me now, so close I could feel the warmth of his body. I didn't pay much attention to it. My focus was on my work, my thesis. It was everything I had been working towards. Then, suddenly, without warning, he reached over and slapped my laptop off the table. Time froze. The world stopped spinning for just a moment, and all I could hear was the sickening sound of the laptop hitting the ground. I froze in place, my heart racing. I couldn't even comprehend what had just happened. Before I could even process what he had done, Tyler stood there grinning as if he had just pulled a prank. "Oh, relax, Amber. It's just a laptop. You're overreacting." My stomach twisted and I could feel the bile rise in my throat. I rushed to the laptop, already dreading what I would see. But I knew it was bad. The screen was cracked in several places, the keyboard completely unresponsive. I turned it on in a desperate attempt to salvage something, anything. But the screen remained black, mocking me. "Why would you do that, Tyler?" I managed to whisper, my voice shaking with disbelief. Tyler just shrugged. "I don't know, I was bored. It's just a stupid thing, Amber. You take everything too seriously. Chill out." But I couldn't chill out. My thesis was gone. My work, my future, it had all been obliterated in an instant. I felt a sudden surge of panic, like I couldn't breathe. I turned to my parents, hoping for some kind of support, some sign of understanding. But when I walked into the living room holding the shattered laptop, I was met with a reaction I hadn't expected. My father looked up from his newspaper and shrugged. "Oh well, Amber. It's just a laptop. You can always buy a new one." My mother looked at me and laughed as if I had just dropped a glass of water, not my entire thesis. "Come on, Amber, you're overreacting. It's not like the world's going to end. You'll figure it out." "Exactly," my father chimed in. "You've got everything on backup, right? Stop being so dramatic. You're always so uptight. Maybe this will teach you to lighten up." The laughter echoed in my ears, drowning out any rational thought. They weren't upset. They weren't angry. They were laughing, dismissing the entire situation. Tyler's careless destruction of my academic future didn't seem to matter to them at all. I stood there in silence, feeling every ounce of my anger bubbling up inside me. It wasn't just about the laptop anymore. It was about years of being overlooked, dismissed, and disrespected by the people who were supposed to support me. It was about the constant feeling of being the good one, the responsible one, the boring one, while Tyler got away with everything. And now they were laughing at my misfortune, trivializing the years of hard work I had put into this. Something inside me snapped. The calm before the storm for the next few days, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't lash out. I went to the library, borrowed an old laptop from a friend, and started the painstaking process of rebuilding my thesis from scratch. Every word I typed felt like a punch in the gut, but I refused to let my family see me break. I wasn't going to let Tyler win. He thought he could destroy my work, destroy my future, but I had other plans. In secret, I began to plot my revenge. I gathered evidence, photographs of the damaged laptop, a repair estimate, and a timeline of how Tyler had destroyed my thesis. I kept a record of every single interaction, every phone call with my parents, every conversation that dismissed my pain. I was preparing for something bigger than just finishing my thesis. I consulted with a lawyer, someone who understood how serious this was. Together, we formulated a plan. I was going to sue my brother for the damage he caused to my laptop and, more importantly, for the destruction of my thesis. Revenge is a dish best served in court. The weeks that followed were a blur. I focused on my thesis, making it even better than before. I turned my pain and frustration into fuel for my work. But at the same time, I pursued legal action against Tyler. Tyler laughed at the idea when I first told him. "Seriously, Amber? You're going to sue me over a laptop?" But as the court date approached, he started to panic. He could see that I wasn't backing down. The case went to court, and I stood there, calm and composed, as my lawyer presented the evidence. Tyler's attitude shifted from arrogance to anxiety. The judge ruled in my favor. Tyler was ordered to pay for the damage to the laptop, the lost work, and a public apology. The public apology wasn't just a formality. It was a statement that what he had done was wrong, and I wasn't going to let him get away with it. The sweetest revenge the day I graduated, with distinction, no less, was the day I realized that the best revenge wasn't about getting back at someone. It was about proving to yourself that you are stronger than they think you are. Tyler's apology was embarrassing for him, and my parents finally saw the price of their laughter. But I didn't need them to validate my success. I had done it all on my own. I had rebuilt my thesis, graduated with distinction, and taken my future back into my own hands. Revenge, I learned, wasn't just about retaliation, it was about transformation. The greatest revenge was not in watching Tyler fail, but in seeing myself rise above it all. And in the end, I was the one who won.